Hi, everybody. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about 4K. I mean, everybody who collects physical media movies, everybody's going to 4K. And I've been thinking about that. Am I going to go to 4K or not? Now, I've learned over the years, never say never. Sometimes you make a decision, oh, I'm never going to do this or I'm never going to do that. And then, of course, you wind up changing your mind. But when it comes to 4K, I may say, kind of without a shadow of a doubt, that I am pretty sure that I am not, that's not going to go into 4K, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why in this video. Well, first of all, I'm an older guy than a lot of people here that make movie videos, I would say. There's a lot of young people that do videos. I'm 60 years old, and yeah, I don't look it. Thank you very much. But and in a lot of ways, I don't feel it. But the thing is, the clock is ticking, folks. The clock is ticking. And even the best case scenario, if you get lucky and nothing happens to you, how many years you got? This is best case scenario. I mean, what do I got? 15 years? 20 years? I know it's a morbid topic and I don't really want to go there too much, but you got to be realistic about these things. So, in my life, I used to collect the Castle films. Remember the monster films on Castle Films? Some of you younger people won't know what the heck I'm talking about, but they were little reels, and you put them on a projector and you projected them silent. You know, you had like maybe it was like 10 to 15 minutes long. It was an abridged version of a movie, and you watched it on a screen that you would stand up over there in the basement, pull the screen, stand it, and you'd watch that. So I started with 8 millimeter films. Then VHS tapes came out, and I thought that was the greatest thing. I got my first VHS tape when I was only 19, I think 19 years old, right? So I had my whole life ahead of me, you know. Again, best case scenario. Look at my whole life ahead of me. I had a lot of years left, so it was worth buying a lot of stuff. Then later on, when DVDs came out, I was right there in March. I think it was March 24th of 1997. I was there for the DVD launch, and I knew in my gut, I just knew that DVDs were here to stay, that this new kind of digital thing on a little 5-inch disc was going to be where it's at, and I knew it was going to replace VHS tapes, and they did, pretty much. So DVDs took off, and then by the time DVDs came, I was like, kind of in my early 30s, okay? And then finally, after a while of that, the Blu-rays came out, high definition blue, right? Blu-ray. And I thought that was really amazing. I mean, the quality is so sharp, so much clearer on Blu-ray. And I guess when I got into Blu-ray, I was probably in my early 40s, something like that. So I don't know, mid 40s, late 40s. Anyway, but now I just don't see the point of buying all the movies I love over again, yet again on 4K. I just don't see that. That's for me personally. Now I know a lot of people that said, "Oh, I'm never going to upgrade to DVD. A VHS is fine with me." And they turned around and they, sure enough, upgraded to DVD. And then they said, "You know what? When Blu-ray came out, I said, oh, Blu-ray looks fantastic, guys. You should try Blu-ray." They said, "You know what? I'm pretty happy as it is with DVD. I don't need Blu-ray." Sure enough, they upgraded to Blu-ray. We all do. And the same thing happens with music. A lot of people didn't want to go from vinyl to CD, and they poo-pooed that. And then when CD came out, oh, it's great. And CDs for a while, I guess in the early 90s, supplanted, took over vinyl. But yeah, so there's this thing about having to always upgrade, always new technology. And there gets to be a time, for me at least, where it's like, age is a factor, time is a factor. I have movies here on shelves. By the way, these movies here are all DVDs. I have Blu-rays, a good amount of Blu-rays. I like Blu-ray. Blu-ray is in the other room, so you can't see those here. So I do have Blu-rays. But, there just comes a time when you look and you say, there are some movies here that I haven't watched, and I haven't seen them. I had them for 15, 20 years and I've never watched them. And again, not to be morbid, but how many years do I have left, realistically speaking? I have enough to watch here that I haven't seen already. I'm going to go upgrade to 4K. Doesn't seem to make any sense to me. And then what's after that? 8K? What's after that? 12K? 16K? I mean, enough. enough already, folks. I got to tell you. And I also hear from some people that the Blu-ray, the 4K is so sharp that you really can see things you're not meant to see. You know, I mean, there's certain things that you weren't meant to see the lines on people's face where the makeup ends, starts, ends. You weren't supposed to see a lot of strings hanging with, in old movies where they had to like use strings before they had CG. Um, You're not supposed to see a lot of these things, a lot of these imperfections. Well, what's the point? Enough is enough. Plus, now that I'm older, I mean, my eyes, I didn't need glasses once upon a time. Now I do. So my eyes aren't quite what they were. Blu-ray is fine. Now, I want to wrap this up by saying, if anybody sees me buy a 4K, please don't think, oh, this guy was full of crap. Here he goes buying, going against his word and buying 4K. Now write this down, I may very well wind up getting 4K movies. Why? Because I think I'm going to be forced into them. If it comes to the point where they're no longer making Blu-rays and everything's 4K, then I'll get 4K because I have no choice. I'm not going to say I'm never going to buy a 4K disc, because I think what's going to happen is the next television set that I buy, the next television set is going to have to be a 4K. I don't have a 4K set right now, but as time goes on, it's going to be only 4K HD TVs on the market. I think that's the case now. And maybe my Blu-ray discs won't look quite as good on that. But that's what I'm talking about. Maybe when I'm pushed into it, because I know there were combo packs. You buy physical media movies and there's combo. It says combination DVD and Blu-ray, right? I used to buy many Blu-rays and it would come with a DVD for the people who wouldn't change. Well, now I'm seeing that there are 4K discs that also have Blu-rays. Some movies, you have to buy the 4K. I haven't yet. As I make this video, I don't own a single 4K disc. But I think that may be a matter of having to change that to a point. Because I think they're going to start doing 4K with Blu-ray thrown in as, an added thing. So you might not be able to buy Blu-ray solo. You might have to get Blu-ray mixed in as a bonus disc with a 4K disc. So those are my thoughts on this. I'd love to hear yours. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.